Hello, gym owners. Matthew Becker here from gymlawyers.com. A primary reason that we exist is to help gym owners avoid potential legal issues. Now, those potential legal issues can come in many different forms. And sometimes potential legal issues mean just helping them make good business decisions, especially when they're signing legal contracts, so down the road, they don't walk into a legal issue when the business can't support what they agreed to in that legal contract. Here's a primary example. Recently, we had some new potential gym owners reach out to us to help them set up their business. So we did. We helped them set up their LLC. We helped them start to review some of their legal contracts. And one of those legal contracts was the commercial lease. And they sent us the commercial lease, and it was one of the longest, most confusing, drawn out, landlord positive or landlord supportive leases we have ever reviewed. And so we tore into this thing, and we started pointing out every instance that was not good for the potential new gym owner. Now, admittedly, we're never going to see a commercial lease that works all in favor of the tenant or the gym owner. But there are some leases out there that are very heavy in favor of the landlord. And especially for a new gym owner, we have to be very cautious about these terms. One of these terms, for example, was that the gym had to report gross monthly revenue to the landlord every month. It turns out that a provision like this is a relic from the old days in retail shopping centers, in which the landlord would use those gross monthly revenues to adjust the lease up when the business started doing really well. That's a problem for this gym owner because we don't want the lease to go up just because the gym starts doing really well. In our opinion, that's none of the landlord's business. Other places in the lease demonstrated that the tenant, the gym owner, was pretty much responsible for every bit of maintenance to the building, except the exterior wall and the roof. And when I say exterior wall, I'm very specific because according to the lease, the tenant was responsible for the interior of the wall. The landlord would only double check the exterior of the wall, not the interior of the wall. More problems in the lease was that it looked like there were about 4 or 5 different fees that were added onto the base rent that were hidden throughout the entire lease. There was the base rent, there were the CAM fees, there were the utilities, which was unclear whether or not the tenant was responsible for paying those. There were things called additional costs. There was the insurance and other fees that the landlord incurred as a result of owning the building. All of this was passed on to the tenant. In the end, we were able to identify all of these issues and make the gym owner aware of this. And it gave the gym owner an opportunity to back out and say, you know what? This is going to put a lot of strain on my business in the very beginning. I'm not going to sign. And they were able to walk away and potentially miss or avoid a lot of legal issue down the road because they signed this very restrictive and costly lease. It's very important to have somebody, a professional, look at these legal documents before they're finally negotiated and before they're signed. So don't wait. Pay a little bit extra now to have somebody look at it so that you don't walk into a real serious and expensive issue down the road.